Jordan Tower, JTNEWS. Well, Meek Mill talked about the Drake beef, and he actually talked about it more on himself. Like, Taxstone just put it out there, but Meek Mill is the one who added the stuff in that we really wanted to hear about. It's like he kind of knew what everybody wanted to hear and communicated to that, and I appreciated that, and actually had a different respect for Meek after this interview. Now, Taxstone asked him about the back-to-back. Then Meek was like, I didn't hear any shots in it. Then Taxstone was like, and then Meek also said it was hot. That was interesting. He thought the back-to-back was hot. Okay, so, but then Taxstone said, oh no, it was really the beat that really got everybody. Nah. Meek even knows. There were certain lines in there that stuck out to people, like, is that your world tour or a girl tour? Meek addressed all that. He said, oh, no, how am I supposed to, my girl gets money. We were out there on the road picking up bags. She was getting 300 a night. I was getting 100 a night. That's dope to me. So that didn't hurt me. But I guess certain people took away from that, like, that was a shot through the heart. But I didn't look at it like that. That's why. And then he said, I didn't respond right away because I wanted to sit around and think about another dude. Now, that was a little funny to me because he used to be a battle rapper, but he said battle rapping back in the hood was different like that. I'm not going to sit around and make a diss track about another guy. Okay, cool, so we'll leave it at that, Then he also said something really crazy. He said, which was like a good analogy to me. He was like, because he addressed A.R.A.B. in this interview too. He said, me and A.R.A.B. are cool, like we had our differences, but it's all good. Like, he has respect for A.R.A.B. and A.R.A.B. has respect for him, and we don't fear each other. We both know we don't fear each other, So it's like he got that out the way. But he also said Drake strategically tried to put A.R.A.B. in there to try to bait him. And he said A.R.A.B. didn't take the bait, but the people around him did, and kind of put a battery in his back. But if I were Tax, I would have attacked, well, why did you take a shot at A.R.A.B. when A.R.A.B. didn't say anything? But Tax didn't say that. And that was disappointing. Like, Tax wasn't going in, okay? Now, I appreciate Meek just bringing that up. Meek's the one who brought that up. So I got to give it up to Meek for even addressing that. Like, that was dope to me. Like, he was giving us all the answers to things we wanted. And he was giving... He was just talking about stuff that most rappers would look at and be like, oh, and not act like they don't want to give anybody else shine. But Meek didn't look at it like that. He just addressed everything. So he said that Drake was almost like a slave master in that sense, where when he put A.R.A.B. in there strategically, he was almost like bringing the slave into the house and being like, you're better than the other slaves. Like, thinking like puts A.R.A.B. in there and wins him over to go against Meek. I guess that's the analogy he was going for, and that was a dope analogy. Now, A.R.A.B. didn't completely take it. Meek did diss him, and then he dissed him back, okay? Like, Meek said something on stage, and then A.R.A.B. did a diss track. But, that blew over, and A.R.A.B. eventually went to interviews and said, I'm not on all that. Meek's cool. He's from Philly. And, things like that and other things make, Meek even admitted it makes Philly look bad, and we got to kind of stick together and make the city look good. So, he addressed everything. He addressed everything in this interview. Now, Tax all of a sudden says he's a Meek fan for years when we both know he was hating on Meek for years. So I don't know, but that's another story. But I respect Meek for just doing an interview and clearing the air on a lot of things. So what do you guys think about the interview? I thought it was dope. I like what Meek was talking about. It wasn't even an interview. It was just Meek venting. It wasn't really, you can't give the credit like, that was a dope interview from Tax. I could just say, Meek could have put that out himself, honestly. He could have sat in the car with O'Malley and said all that stuff. So anyways, because he pretty much interviewed himself. Let me know what you guys think, though.